everyone, and welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new, my name is Mignon Cobra and I make minimalist videos. So today's video is actually inspired by one of my subscribers. They left a comment talking about how they felt kind of terrified to go shopping, and oh my goodness, it was like fate, because that's exactly where I was right now. Like, in my own journey with minimalism, I've been so terrified to buy things. So I wanted to make this video and I wanted to call it Life After Minimalism. Are you terrified to go shopping? So yeah, I'm just gonna talk about some things about like what I went through, the things that I felt, addressing those things that I felt, and then kind of like how to tackle this. Okay, so I'm guessing if you're watching this, you've probably been into like the whole minimalism, less is more kind of thing for a while now, and you may or may have not kind of suffered this symptom, which is terrified to buy things. So like, for example, like if you've been like a minimalist for the most part, maybe you've been like, okay, like maybe I'll use myself as an example. I've shopped a whole lot less, which is good because, like, you know, more money in the bank, in my pocket, less clutter in my house, you know. And I kind of got to know myself in terms of what still stood out to me as things that I still wanted, even though, you know, I didn't let myself have things. But there was some stuff that still kept coming back up, and it was because I was like, no, nothing, I can't have anything. Things that still kept coming up, I realized, oh, those are things that I wanted. So, okay, so kind of like to backtrack. So when did I realize I was terrified of buying things? This was like, I guess, like 2 years into minimalism, and I was like really proud of my progress. And then anytime I bought something, I'd have like this weird anxiety attack. I felt like I wanted to vomit. So there was like 3 symptoms that I felt whenever I bought something, and it would make me go back and return it. Like, I didn't keep anything that I bought. I'd always go back and return it. So one, I experienced guilt. Second thing, I experienced fear. And the last thing I also experienced was self-hate. So these like 3 emotions attacking me all at once would like make me want to throw up, and I couldn't deal with the like negative like repercussions of buying something that I had to like immediately go return something or the next day return it. It was just like the worst like buyer's remorse. And it wasn't because I didn't like what I bought or I whatever. It was just because I felt like as a minimalist, I couldn't have these things, and if I bought something, I'm a consumerist and therefore a bad minimalist. Recently started to realize this started to kind of seem like an eating disorder. Not so much like, first it went from indulging to then binge eating slash binge shopping. It would be like I'd want things, so I'd go and I'd buy it, and then I realized, oh my god, what have I done? So then I returned it, kind of like vomiting. Maybe the sensation of vomiting is kind of akin to that. And now I'm in like the stage, I got to the stage where I wouldn't buy anything at all. Like, I was just being so like cheap on myself. I wouldn't buy anything. So that's kind of like akin to anorexia. So yeah, how did I kind of overcome this? I just recently overcame this like a couple days ago. So yeah, bear with me, guys. This sweater that I'm wearing, I'll show you guys so you guys can understand exactly what I'm talking about. Hang on, I just bought this for the new year, full price, because usually, yeah, and I still have the tag. I was like, from my core, I really want to return this, even though I love this sweater. I had been eyeing it, and I couldn't wait for it to go on sale because I knew there's going to be no more sizes left, and I really like it. It's like super adorable. It's like this big, comfy, like, and it's my favorite color, dusty pink. You know me, dusty pink, mauve, with these cute little pockets, and I was just like, I had to have it. And I bought it like 2 days ago or 3 days ago or something, and I just was like, what am I doing? I have to return it. But then I was like, after I saw that comment from that viewer, I realized, no, I have to lead by example. I this year, this 2018, because this is what, January 2nd, I was like, I'm gonna practice self-love. So I was like, I'm keeping this. Even though it's like killing me inside, I need to overcome this weird phobia. So yeah, I wanted to kind of talk about it with you guys. Okay, so yeah, so kind of like the line of like addressing this. Okay, so first thing, number 1, not really number 1, 0.1, yeah, is decluttering. So if you're watching this, you've probably already passed that stage where you've gotten rid of things that, you know, maybe like you don't need, but slash you might have also found that you kind of liked it but you decluttered it anyway, but you're afraid to reintroduce things back into your life. So that's kind of like stage 1. Okay, so you're not really sure of what's good? Should I keep decluttering? Should I shop? What should I do? So the first thing, number one, stop decluttering. So you need to like stop the bleeding. You're not chucking things out anymore. Just stop, leave it alone. Now you can evaluate what's good. Number two, that's gonna make you enter limbo. So this is like you don't buy anything, but you're not decluttering either. You're just kind of accepting what's good in your life, and you'll realize the things that you do appreciate and you do like, and then you'll realize the things that, or you'll find that you're missing in your life, and those are the things now that you're allowed to go to shop for. So that brings us into step 3. So in this limbo, you realize you still have desires left for certain things. So those desires brings us to step 4, which is understanding what these desires represent. So for example, I really wanted the iPhone 7 Plus since it came out. It's really old now, but I still want it, and I evaluated my desire and I was like, okay, why do I want this? And because there's really no function to it, hence why I'm using this as an example for desire. And then I realized that I really like having an iPhone. The last iPhone that I had was back in 3rd year, and I had the iPhone 4. And after that, I was like, okay, I want to get the Samsung, and then like after that, I got a Xiaomi phone, which is my current phone. And I really enjoyed using the iOS, and I don't know, it kind of, it's funny, maybe, you know what it does? It represents a time in my life before I found minimalism. It's a time in my life where I thoroughly and wholeheartedly enjoyed the pleasures of life. I indulged in luxury buying, I indulged in eating whatever I wanted, and I think that phone kind of represents that time in my life. I haven't gone back to that lifestyle, and it's been, a really long time. I think like I'm approaching like 4 years of being a minimalist. So I think part of me that still wants to be like that child that wants to have fun, wants to indulge in things, is kind of represented in the iPhone, like that ultimate indulgence. I'll let myself have that. So I don't know, for people who've been around from my channel, you guys see that I barely ever buy anything, that I'm really restrictive, or even like my family and friends know this, like I'm very restrictive with my shopping, blah blah blah, in David's words, crippling minimalism. But I examined this item and I'm like, if I'm not gonna have other things in my life because I'm a minimalist and I've decluttered these things, the few things that still keep reoccurring in my life, I even dreamed that I went to like the airport and I bought it in duty free. Like that's how I know when it's in my subconscious that I want it, I'm gonna let myself have it. So like, yeah, all of these things, if I'm not gonna have all these other things in my life, I will have this one item and it's okay. So anyway, so the next thing is number 5. So this brings us into our 5th point, number 5, which is dealing with the 3 mentioned symptoms slash feelings that I talked about in the beginning. So we're going to address that now in right now, dealing with the symptoms. Okay, so the first one we talked about was guilt. So say you're terrified to go shopping because you found that now that you've become a minimalist and you buy something, you feel super guilty, like unbearably guilty. Girl, I know exactly how you feel. I've been there too. Hang on, is this thing recording? Good, it's recording. Yeah, so hang on. Yeah, so like I totally get you. I've been there. I was like super guilty. I felt like, you know what, like I don't deserve this. What have I done? Like, who am I to, buy this and that, whatever. You know what it is? It stems from feeling ultimately that you don't deserve it. Even though you become a minimalist, it's probably to, give more to your loved ones and to like, give out the good vibes and to take away from yourself, because instead of indulging so much on you, you wanted to give to others. And I think that's perfectly fine. I totally went through that too. I've become a much better person to others. But I started to neglect myself because I thought I couldn't have both. I thought I couldn't treat myself and indulge myself if I was giving to others, because then I was a selfish person. But that's not the case. I think the ultimate level of minimalism is to indulge in both. Be a good person to other people of the same magnitude as you would for yourself. Yeah. So, and the other way around too. Your treat, like, maybe you think, oh, but I'm so cheap on myself, I'm so whatever on myself, maybe I should be that way for others. No. Just as you would love to indulge others, your loved ones and your friends, the same level of indulgence, you deserve it. So let me reiterate that. You deserve the same love as you would want to give to those you love. You deserve it. Just bask in that, you deserve it. I know that's hard. Well, once you realize that, you think about your accomplishments, how hardworking you are, what a good person you've become, all of these things that minimalism has brought into your life, you deserve it. And once you realize that you deserve it, that feeling of guilt that, oh, I don't deserve this, or I don't deserve that, or I don't need it, or I don't whatever what excuse you came up with, you'll realize once you deserve it, then you think, you know what, yeah, this X and Y item, yeah, this is for me. I deserve it. Once you've entered that realm, you good. All right, the second thing, fear. All right, so fear. For me, it was the fear of if I bought this. It was a combination of different fears actually. The first initial fear I had when I bought something is like, I bought something. I'm not a good minimalist. Look at me, I'm buying something. Oh my God, does this not make me a minimalist? But honey, I want to tell you, yes, you can still be a minimalist and buy things. If there are things that you want and things that you desire, you are no less a minimalist if you buy those things. If you believe yourself to be a minimalist, you are a minimalist. Okay, the second fear that I had was, oh my God, am I gonna slide back into my old habits? Am I gonna go back to my old ways? That feeling of, an alcoholic maybe doesn't want to take that first drink because that's the first drink to being, balls deep in the bottles. But that's not the case. If you've gotten this far, that means that you actually have practiced a lot of discipline to get this far. And if you practice moderation, which is also requires, also a skill and also requires moderation, a discipline, you won't slide back into your old habits. You need to practice not binging. Just because you bought one shirt does not mean you're gonna go out and rebuy an entire wardrobe. You need to use the same discipline that you had to not buy in the first place to moderate yourself. You bought one item, good, awesome, good for you, we're good now. And enjoy that new item, and then when the feeling of desire comes up for something else, you do all my steps again and you reevaluate why you want it, what are you gonna do with it, blah 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 blah. So yeah. Okay, and the third fear that I had was like money, because buying things takes money, and when you buy something, you take money away from whatever it is your like squirrel nest thing is, right? So how did I address this? Because for me, that was one of the things that was like the main driving force as to why I became a minimalist. I think that for me, I didn't come up with this actually. I went back and I read Rich Dad Poor Dad at the end of the book because I kind of really focused on the first half of it, which was, getting out of the rat race, stop buying luxury things, and instead just focus on like, growing your money. So for me, like that really helped because like now I've been able to buy stocks. I buy stocks and I've actually been able to see the dividends come in. So it's like I generated my first passive income and I'm like, oh, really proud of myself about that. So how do I kind of justify buying something when I have that fear of money? Well, it's actually a mind thing. If you think that if I buy this, then I'm gonna have less of this, then how to put this? Okay, so I read Rich Dad Poor Dad, and at the back of the book, it was talking about people who are like they don't let themselves do something, so kind of like akin to what I described as limbo, whereas like they won't buy things because they're too busy grinding at work, but then they don't feel like grinding at work because they're not buying what they want, so it's like they're just stagnant. He said the remedy to that actually is greed. And I was like, whoa, I don't know if you guys have seen my other videos, but yeah, Rich Dad Poor Dad said that, Robert said that it's greed, that a little bit of greed springs you forward. So if it's fear of lack of money, then a little bit of greed will help get you out of that. Like it's okay to have that little greed and spend that little money because greed pushes you. Oh, so what does the greed push you to do? The greed pushes you to work harder. So you say you buy that new car because you accepted your greed. Well, now you have a bit of a gap. Oh God, lack of money. That's going to push you to work hard. That's going to push you to start to do something. Because for me, I was kind of experiencing that. I felt like I didn't want anything anymore. Like in the sense that I would want desire something and I tell myself I can't have it. So then I felt like, okay, well then what the hell's the point of my money? Like yeah, I'm buying my stocks, but like it felt so like empty. But then once I gave myself a little bit of greed, I kind of had drive again. And once I had drive again, then it's like, yeah, I want to study. Yeah, I want to hustle. Yeah, I want to make YouTube videos. Yeah, like, let's do this. So that, it's a good thing. It's okay. It's a good thing to progress a little bit forward. Just don't take it overboard. Don't spend all your money. Then yes, you have a problem. But a little bit, it's okay. It's okay. So long as you have food on the table and a roof over your head and you're, putting towards your old age and passive income, you okay, son. You okay. And the very last fear was self-hate. So self-hate is something that comes from your mind. So your mind essentially creates your reality. So if your mind is creating your reality, if you're hating yourself, then everything else that comes with hating something or someone is going to come with it. You're going to treat yourself like crap. You're going to not want to buy yourself things. You're not going to want to treat yourself well because you hate who you've become or what you've done. But if you change your mentality, on the other hand, and you think, you know what, like you are worthy of your money and your time and your effort and your love, then you're going to treat yourself differently. And the things that you treat yourself with, you feel like you deserve it. You feel like, yeah, you know what, I deserve this new Gucci belt of, I don't know, whatever it is that floats your boat. You feel like, yes, this represents the love I have for myself. This represents like, I don't know, all these things become a representation because that's all that your mind is. You are the one who assign the value to the things that you do or have in your life. So if you want to talk about, you know, like, yeah, for myself, for example, like for myself, when I was experiencing self-hate, when I bought something, I was like, you know what, you don't deserve it, or like, oh my God, what am I going to do about money? Like, blah, 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 blah. All of these things were inside my head. Once I changed my attitude and once I changed my mindset, then things change. So for example, when I bought that item now, like this, for example, what am I thinking? I'm thinking, wow, it's so soft. I really like this. And I'm really happy that I have this. And wow, it's keeping me warm. And yeah, it was full sale and I still bought it because that's how much I like it. I'm treating myself to nice things, you know. I don't know if you guys have seen my other videos or something, or maybe I've never mentioned this, but I actually try to not buy things from the sales section because that's what's left over and that's not what people want. And if you're, you know, a lot of people advocate, you know what, try to get what you want but get it on sale, blah, 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 blah. What, like, I'm not advocating either to always blow the bank, but the principle of the matter is if you really like an item, it shouldn't matter whether it's on sale or not. It should be like for the asking price and the item, do I want this? Is that something I want for myself? So that's why I always shop in the entire store and I look for what I like before anything else. I don't go straight to, I used to go straight for like the sales section, but that kind of sends a message. It's almost like you're not worthy of the best that the store has to offer. You have to go look at the scraps. So I don't do that anymore. Now I'm just like, you know what, I bought this full price. It's super nice. I love it. It's different if I found something that I like and I was going to buy it full price and it happens to be on sale. Whew. But I don't do it the other way around. So yeah, I look at this and I feel like really happy. I deserve it. It's the new year, you know. 新年洗衣服, like new year, new clothes, and I feel great. I feel sexy in it. It fits me so well. I tried it on in the store twice. Once when I saw it, thought about it, slept on it, went back, saw it, wore it, slept on it again, and then the third time I went and I went back and I bought it. So yeah, it's a good thing. There's actually a story behind this one. I went to go buy my iPhone actually, and I didn't end up buying it because my Visa didn't have that capacity because I have a small Visa. So this was from when I was still like a student back home. That's why my Visa limit's so small. So I was like, damn it. And I was in a bad mood, so I went and I bought this as a, you know, pick me up kind of thing. And then I was resenting the sweater. But it's actually different. It's like, you know what, no, this sweater is I'm gonna be wearing the sweater with my new iPhone. So yeah, speak it into existence, guys. Whew, so yeah, this is very like long and ranty. So yeah, how do I want to conclude this video? So life after minimalism, terrified of shopping. So like all habits, you just kind of want to ease your way back into it. I think, you know what, it's a beautiful thing that if you're a minimalist and you're easing yourself back into shopping, you kind of have an edge over everybody else because you have a way defined, clear idea of what you want. Like, you know for a fact, like, this is something you really, really want because you've already told yourself you can't have all these other things, you know, like, that's not for you, you know? Like, for myself, like, for me, when I go shopping now, I am really clear about what I want and what I don't want. Like, I don't even need to tell other people. Like, Will knows exactly what I want. Like, he sees items, he's like, yeah, that's you, that's you. No, that's not you, that's not you. Because I only but I indulge in the things that I like, and I do not bother with things I don't like. Like, I've already decluttered things I don't want. I already brought back into my life things that I do want. So the things around me are the things that I love and represent my desires and the things that make me happy. So when I go shopping now, it's so quick, it's so fast. I'm just like, nope, 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 yes. And then I think, okay, I'm gonna sleep on it. I sleep on it, then do I want it, do I not want it? Okay, great, and bam, buy it. So it's different. I don't have that guilt anymore because like I've already gone through these steps, and I'm just like, yeah. For me, I still kind of have the biggest fear is fear of money. The fear that if I buy this, I have less money. But That's a fear I'm working on, and I think I'm gonna probably make a video on that once I figured that out, because I still haven't figured that out. I still don't know how to overcome the fear of money. But I tell myself that, you know what, I deserve it. I worked hard, and I'm already doing all the things that I need to do. So I deserve to treat myself to this, even at the cost of money. So maybe I'll do more research on that. But anyway, yeah, those are the things that I've implemented to help me get over my fear of shopping. So I hope this video helped you guys out. Give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. If you want to leave any comments down below talking about, you know, your own experiences, I would love to read it. If you want to check out more of my minimalist videos, go check out my channel. I have a ton, or it's in the link down below. Hit the subscribe button for more, you know, Cobra minimalism goodness. And if nothing else, I will see you guys in my next video. Mwah! I love you guys so much. Bye!